Good morning. I'm David Mancuso with Mancuso Show Management, and we're back for our sixth online virtual show. My wife and partner Terry tells me that every time she sees me in one of these broadcasts, I have on a different pair of reader glasses. So I thought I'd mix it up and add even another pair. It's Wednesday, April 28th here at 2021. We have a lot going on at Mancuso Show Management. I'll be back right after this message.
Welcome, quilters! We hope you've been enjoying the new online Quilt Fest experience. Why OLQF is free and open to the public, the team at Mancuso Show Management have put countless hours into getting everything just right. To help keep the online Quilt Fest and, when the time is right, our in-person events up and running, we are asking for a suggested admission of just $10. We've placed a link to our suggested admission page right here in the description of this video. You are free to leave more if desired, but we truly appreciate anything you can send. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we hope you are staying safe and healthy while enjoying online Quilt Fest.
I'm back. Okay, when I say we have a lot going on, we really do have a lot going on. This is our sixth online show. We've done 5 quilt festivals virtually, and we've created a new brand called Create DIY, and we have another one of those coming up in June. Of course, everyone's hoping to get back on site, and so are we. So one of the things that we've had a lot of fun with is we're trying a lot of different workshops. And at the Create workshops, there's so many different things. There's quilting also, but there's all sorts of things. There's a lot of mixed media. There's modern tapestry. There's knitting. There's macrame, if anybody remembers macrame, and that is really a hot thing right now. We have rug hooking coming up, and this is all in June. This will be like June, I believe, 9th through 12th. We have botanical dyeing of fabrics, paper piecing, wearable art, stump work, a lot of different things. So we are very busy, and so we have printing wool, lots of different things. So make sure you stay tuned for our next event online, which is going to be Create DIY, the second one we've done. All right, so to get the day started here, and then I will be back after this. Michael Merchanti in our office sat down a week or so back and talked to Marilyn at Wilson's Calico Corner. And she's a long-standing vendor and a big supporter of our company. So I'd like to go ahead and show everybody what Marilyn has to offer.
Hey everyone, I'm back here with Marilyn from Wilson's Calico Corner, here to talk about some of her new products. Marilyn, why don't you just remind everyone at home where you're coming from today?
We're in Bolant, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Western Pennsylvania, it's a little town.
How's the spring coming in for you?
A couple weeks ago it was 70.
Yeah.
Now today it's 40. Tomorrow's snow.
Yeah, I guess the groundhog was wrong about an early spring. So what?
Leave a groundhog.
What do you have in store for us today? I understand you got some new stuff from when we last did this.
Yes, I got a couple of panels in just within the last couple of weeks. We made some stuff up. Some panels that are just made up with borders, some that have blocks pieced with it. Yeah, just a little bit of everything.
Well,
Some
can
tote
you?
bags.
I was going to say, can you show us some of those panels that you got going on?
Okay, so first of all, I got in chocolate fabric.
Hey-o.
Check this out. It's not done yet because I can't figure out what I want to do for an outside border. But it came from 2 different manufacturers, and I was so impressed that the manufacturer made it, the print exactly the size it needed to go with the panel blocks.
Sounds like it was meant to be.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, this print just came in, and I had 3 panels here. It's from, I think her name's Julie. She goes by J. Waker Frisch, and she's a very distinctive designer.
Oh, okay.
Everyone recognizes her panels right away. So I got 3 of them. We got a deck of cards. We have a large panel and then those smaller blocks. And they all went together to make.
Oh, wow.
Can you see this?
I can see it. It reminds me of like one of those older adverts.
Yeah, it's this lady is called Crazy Quilt Lady.
Relatable.
This guy is Cy Spin-A-Yarn. So they all have goofy names. And I look at it and to me it says Halloween, but everything in it is sewing. So I guess we're sewing for Halloween. So
yeah,
we have
it's got a Halloween feel to it and colors. It looks like there's some spider webs going on there.
Yeah. But like I said, also like these people are all Don't Cotton Tot. They have some really bizarre names. So we got those in. And we also got a Christmas panel with the red truck.
Yeah, never too early to start planning for Christmas.
That's right. I'm always confused as to what season it is, because now I'm getting Christmas fabric and fall fabric, and it's like they're supposed to be spring. So this one has 3 blocks at the bottom and 3 at the top. The thing I find unique about this, and I have no idea why they did it, is there's a mailbox on this one. And they have mail.
Letters to Santa.
Yeah, but the mail is backwards. It's LIAM.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't use that when I did the quilt because it bothered me. So all we did for that one, we just put some borders with it.
Oh, there you go.
And then it sat around for a couple days until I could figure out what I wanted for an outside border. And I realized that I'll just use the same thing as I used in the center. Now, I did run into a problem. Notice the reds go this way and the reds go that way.
Yes.
So I didn't know how to fix my squares. They wouldn't cooperate. So they turned into triangles at the corner.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it's something you can do with panels. And they're so easy to make a really nice quilt with fast. So if you have to have one right away, it's right there.
There you go.
Okay, so this one, I have a hard time deciding what color I want. I'll have a panel laying on the floor with fabrics that match. I live alone, so it's okay. So fabrics that match it. And I'll walk past and I'll think, yeah, I don't like that one. Oh, that's good. Okay, so this one, I really couldn't decide which I wanted. So I put gold on the bottom and blue on the top.
It's awesome.
And then on the sides, kind of.
Well, yeah, it kind of blends in with the background and the foreground.
Yeah. Like I said, I just wanted, do I want it all blue? It couldn't decide. I said, you know what? We're going to just go with 2. So, and the nice thing about quilting is you can do whatever you want. Okay. So people always ask where I get my ideas. And for some reason, someone sent me, lost my book. Someone sent me a card, a thank you note. And at the time I was working on this quilt and I needed a block. I wanted blocks to go in the center of it, around the panel blocks. So on the front of this card was a quilt with this pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So I drew it up and of course used it. And after I was done, I read the back of the card and it's called a disappearing pinwheel. But
oh, okay.
So they had instructions how to do it. I didn't have to draw it up. But then again, I wasn't sure how to make it exactly 10.5 inches. So I think drawing it up worked well anyway. I don't know. But
sometimes it's best to go against the recipe, make your own.
That's right. I need this book. Okay. Now, the other day, my nephew called me, sent me a text message, and he wanted me to find, when he was little, he had stayed at my mother's, his grandmother's, and found a whole bunch of 4-leaf clovers. And he says to me, could you find those for me? Marky, this was 35 years ago. Okay. I didn't find 4-leaf clovers, but I did find this pattern. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm looking at this panel and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Put it over here. Okay. So I'm looking at this panel and when I saw this pattern, I saw not the block, but I saw squares.
Oh, okay. I see squares.
Okay. So the pattern is for a 14-inch block, but to put these in where the squares are, I didn't even need graph paper. All I had to do was measure them, and every square is going to be the same size. And where'd we put it? Fell down. It came out like this.
Very nice.
So it's just one quilt block that originally was 14 inches, but now it's larger. And it also gets borders, but we're not sure what we're going to do with it yet. But
all
that's
good time.
Yeah. Before the next in-person show, right? Some of the other things I've done with panels is, now these come apart so you can strap them over a walker or a stroller.
Yeah, that's a little less ambiguous. Definitely more a Halloween.
Yeah, this one's definitely Halloween. Yes.
Yeah.
And this one, Christmas.
Again, very not ambiguous at all. Very Christmassy.
Yeah. And what you need after a show, a
Yes,
bottle of
right.
wine.
And a block of cheese too. I prefer the block of cheese first.
Yeah, you got it all there, right?
There we go.
Yeah. So the first time I made one of these was because this lady had her stroller at the festival and she wanted something to put on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we made this for. But you know what was in the stroller?
Was it a child?
No.
Okay. Was it a cat?
Dog.
Oh, a dog.
A
Okay.
dog. So she wanted a dog panel on the front of it.
Yeah, sure. I'll bet she did.
It's like, okay, whatever. I'll make it. So another thing I've done just recently is break everything. Is I have taken a large panel and folded it in half. That's all I did was just fold it right in half, stitch up the side, the bottom, put in a snap, and you got a bag.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
if you want something quick for the beach, you got it made.
You could probably fit a small dog in that as well if that was your fancy. But
My kid fits her cat in a bag like that.
I believe that for
She
sure.
drugs it because she travels everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And so when she goes on the plane, she drugs the cat.
The things we do for the animals.
Yeah,
Oh,
she said
I
he
think
gets
you've gotta-
really terrified. The cat gets terrified.
Oh,
Otherwise.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we just brought our cats to the vet yesterday, and they've been there before. They're terrified of everything, particularly cats in general. Well, Marilyn, I think we got time for one more thing to show the folks at home today. I know anyone who's looking for more products can click on the link to your splash page, and then that will link to your website. Anything else to show the folks at home today?
Let's see here. Well, we have this one here. Yes.
Of course. Piece de
Yeah,
resistance.
the one behind me. This also was one, just like the last one I showed you. This was one quilt block
Oh, okay.
that I just expanded. The center was one quilt block, and then put the borders on and stuff. So we have a lot of samples at the shows with the panels in them, so they're always really popular and always sell a lot.
Yeah, and that's definitely a very spring colored and themed quilts. Are those rabbits in the center blocks there?
They are.
Very nice.
Can you see that? They're different color rabbits.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. I mean, folks can check it out on your website as well if they're looking to see that
That is
panel and
correct.
more.
Yes.
Well, Marilyn, thank you so much for joining us and showing off all your new products. I know all of your products from the last show sold out, so we're happy to have you join us again. Anything else you want to say to the folks at home today?
Enjoy the show, even though you can't go out of your house. Just enjoy the show. And you can shop all night, You
can shop 24 hours. The vendor mall is going to be open throughout the whole show until about May 30th. So you'll be able to shop from Wilson's Calico Corner and all of our excellent vendors by clicking the link above. Marilyn, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Michael.
Hey, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Very nice. A big thank you to Michael and Marilyn. Marilyn is a real trooper of a Mancuso show management vendor. She's driven her truck and pulled trailers and everything all over the country to do our shows. And I know that she's waiting to get back on board too at an on-site show. There is something wrong with this picture. I have a wool coverlet behind me. I have a long sleeve shirt on today, a sweater, and it's going to be 80 degrees here in New Hope. Okay, mentioning before, I was mentioning about our Create show. One other thing, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but we also have this paper weaving by a young fellow by the name of Galen Gibson Cornell. He's based in Philadelphia. It is really interesting. He's teaching a very neat workshop. It's a very easy workshop, and it's something that could also be applied to the textile and textile arts. Obviously he's working fiber arts. We did get some inquiries in, and people are asking how do they sign on to take workshops at Create. It's pretty simple. You just go to our regular Quilt Fest website, www.quiltfest.com. Go to upcoming shows and just click on the Create DIY for June, and you'll be able to link right there to take workshops. Okay, so we have several things coming up today. Next up is Michael's going to be back, and he's going to be with The Last Stitch, which is another one of our vendors, and that should be very informative. He's also going to be back with Ask Adele, which is always fun, and we've done a few of them. And Diana will be back. It's all about the face with Phyllis Cullen and Cindy Richards, one of our special exhibits. And then I will be back this evening for the big moment at 7 p.m. and that will be our Visuals 4 Quilt Competition Award Ceremony. We had to go to a very remote location to do it this year, and so I think you'll enjoy that. Okay, have a great day. Make sure you do plenty of shopping. We have merchants on our Merchants Mall. We have the special exhibits up. We have the quilt competition up, although the winners will not be announced until this evening. And so have a fun day, and we'll see you later on.